Hi, I'm Elena, and this is Business Casual, your guide to dressing Europe. Here we unpack all things e-commerce, logistics, innovation, tailored to fashion and lifestyle. Today's topic is about French consumers, stock splitting, and agility. And my guest today needs little introduction, a titan of logistics, the man behind Zalando's new B2B venture, Jan Bartels. Welcome, Jan.
Hey, Elena, thanks a lot for having me.
To start us off, Jan, a quick question. A t-shirt or a polo shirt?
So I love farming, I love gardening work, and the T-shirt is easygoing. That's a piece I wear when I do that type of work.
It's quite practical. I'm all into polo shirts. And today we have a very nice salmon polo shirt that French consumers really adore at the moment. And it's likely that it's surging on locally relevant sales channels like Zalando or, let's say, La Redoute. Now, the question is, when a brand is selling on La Redoute and other sales channels and markets across Europe, what kind of operational challenge this salmon polo shirt might present?
So, if we look at logistics, then usually we don't like deviations from plan. And unfortunately, in logistics, the deviation from a plan is more the norm than the exception. And that leads to two key problems. One is that if suddenly you have high demand, then you might exceed the capacity you have available in logistics quite soon. And the second problem is that you might be sold out on a certain channel. If you suddenly have a demand in one particular market, one particular sales channel, while you still might have overstocks in other sales channels that you're serving in other markets.
Let's start with outbound capacity. Can you tell me more about that?
Imagine that suddenly from one day to another, your demand doubles, but you still have the same capacity in your warehouse. Then a small warehouse can cope less with that than a bigger warehouse.
Does sound quite serious because then brands are not able to capitalize on the surge in demand. Can you tell me more about stock splitting and why it happens in the first place?
Yeah, so today the entire fashion supply chain is pretty inefficient. Usually, if you have a brand selling that polo shirt, then they start with a certain logistics footprint, usually in their home country. So that's where they have an own warehouse or a warehouse operated by a 3PL. Then they might expand into marketplaces to fulfill the demand on the marketplaces. They might use the fulfillment by models like Zalando Fulfillment Solutions for Zalando or fulfillment by Amazon and so on. And then early in the season, you need to make a stock allocation. You need to place a bet, how much are you selling where? So you put some of the stock into your own warehouse, you put some stock into the fulfillment by models, and so on. You end up either with too much inventory in one place or too little inventory in one place. Then you can't capture the demand on, for example, the French consumer channel, La Redoute, while in other places of Europe, you might end up with overstocks that at the end of the season you would have to clear with high discounts. And obviously, no one really likes high discounts.
You've been in logistics for many years. What would be your advice for brands to remain agile in their setup and to be able to capitalize on this surge in demand?
The main idea is that brands can fulfill all their online demands out of one stock pool. And one stock pool not necessarily means that all the stock is now put into just one location, but it's put into a network that can cope with sudden peaks, and a network that is connected physically and digitally, so that you don't run into the situation that you have a stock out in one channel and overstock in a different channel. And it's even connected with the returns part of the network, where a return that comes from one channel can be easily resold on a different channel.
It does sound like one stock pool is a great solution for brands who want to expand across Europe and also take control over costs and remain agile. Thanks for unpacking this topic with me, Jan.
Thank you, Elena.
And that's a wrap. Thank you for tuning in to Business Casual. Keep dressing Europe, and we'll see you soon.